It's a 3-1 defeat here away at Chelmsford. It's the second away game this week. Is it just a case of it being a little bit too much on the squad? And how are some of the sore legs in there?
Yeah, I don't want to take anything away from Chelmsford because everyone that's played for us today is a Slough Town player. But we were massively up against it, of course. I think with Henry and Bayliss being suspended, Johnny injured, Queck's injured, Dan Roth rang me at 10 o'clock this morning, and we were a little bit stuck for ideas in terms of what to do. So we thought, you know what, we knew it was going to be tough anyway. So we thought, we'll give Noah Hay his debut. He's trained with us, I think, once since he's been at the club with the EDS. And I just thought, you know what, it's days like today where it gives you a little bit of satisfaction that is one of the positives that he's played, and I thought he'd done extremely well. But he's 18 years old, and I thought he applied himself to the game really well. So it's one of them. It's nothing, not taking away anything from Chelmsford. I thought they were better than us today. We sat in a shape that we thought might give us a little bit of success, but really disappointed with the goals that we conceded. I think we gave the ball away from a throw-in, and then they countered very quickly. And then the second goal, two very, very similar goals, which we need to do better with. But I think when you have like 5 out of 17 of your first team squad out, it's really difficult. But like I said, it's part and parcel of the game. We need to get on with it. But ultimately, it's down to us. It's ill discipline that players are missing games through suspension. But yeah, really disappointed. I think we'd have been really happy with the draw. If we'd have come away with here today with a point, it would have been an extremely good point, but it wasn't to be.
And not to forget, like you mentioned, we were actually 1-0 up in the game as well after, I think it's fair to say, sustaining quite a fair bit of pressure at the start of the game. How surprised were you through that little bit of individual brilliance from Slavy that we took the lead?
Yeah, I didn't think we deserved to be 1-0 up, if I'm honest. I thought we didn't offer a threat at all. I think maybe got into their box 2 or 3 times in the first half, but they got into our box a lot more than that. They scuffed a couple of opportunities, they headed one wide. I'm not saying that we deserved to get anything from the game, but when you're 1-0 up, at half time, if we'd have got through to 45 minutes staying at 1-0 up, I think we probably would have got something from the game because we probably looked to adapt things and whatnot. But yeah, no, I think it's hugely disappointing. I think the goals that we've obviously conceded, the first one, not got first contact in the box, not tracked the runner, second ball, and then the other 2, it's obviously just a runner through the middle of the pitch, and we've got to get tight to stop the shot. I think we've got enough bodies around it. But yeah, listen, like I said, I thought Ollie Spicer come on as well. I thought he was superb, real energy about him. But we had so many square pegs and round holes today. I think Gary Abisogan's playing sort of like a right-sided central midfield role. You've got all sorts of players that we knew it was going to be tough, but we never let on to the boys, knowing that we kind of felt that way. But you always have that inner belief that you can get something. And we thought that was the best shape to do it in, like we did at Chippenham the other day. But like you say, we got beaten by the better side today.
Yeah, it's fair to say as well, they had quite a physical presence up front. I mean, the 3 forwards they had, how much of a constant threat were they? Yeah,
big, strong, powerful boys. They play into the front man quite a lot. Jordan's a good player. You've got Osman Foyo on the far side, who's on loan from Ipswich, who's obviously a massive, massive talent. So yeah, they do offer a threat. Of course they do. They've got some really good players at this football club. I know the club really well, and they've probably had a bit of an indifferent season so far, a bit of inconsistency like this league is all about. You see the results again today, so no one really wants to run away with it. No one really wants to go and stamp their mark and get into the playoffs. It's sort of like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and then vice versa for the other teams. They're sort of 1 step forward and 2 steps back. So I think you've just got to try and stay in amongst it. If you can get a point away from home and win your home games, then you'll always have a chance. But I think November's been really tough on the bodies, on the lads, on the supporters as well. There's been a lot of travelling. I think that's 10 points from 21 in November, I think. Plus we're through to the next round of the trophy, so it could have been a lot worse. We aimed to 13 points. That's what we wanted. It meant that we had to win today. I think the disappointing thing is that we didn't have this down as a game that you're going to come and win for sure. We had last Saturday down as a game that we sort of targeted, that we thought we could win, which meant that we had to win today, and obviously we haven't done that, but we have to crack on and look forward to a massive game next weekend.
Right, as you say, Maidenhead at home in the FA Trophy next Saturday. How will preparations now go along for that game, with there not being a game midweek, so you've got a couple of training sessions ahead of that game? Will that, do you think, give you enough time to bring back certain people back into the fold? Obviously Henry will be back from suspension, but what about some of the lads who maybe carry a knock or two and an injury?
I'm hoping Johnny Goddard will be able to play a part. He was named on the bench today, but we were never going to risk him. It was one of those ones that Johnny said, you can name me on the bench, but I'm not 100%, and what's the point? You obviously want him to be at his best. He's not going to do himself any justice. Bayliss obviously be suspended. Hopefully Quex might make the bench next week. Dan Roth will be back. He's just got the flu, so I'm sure that's not going to last more than a week. And I was really disappointed for Dan because I thought he was brilliant on Tuesday night. And I think we probably missed his legs and his energy at times today. But it's one of those games you have to kind of just tick off. It's a really, really difficult place to come. Even in the first half, trying to play against the wind, to be 1-1 at half time, we thought we'd done the hard bit. But yeah, no, it's just one of those. I think I'm obviously disappointed, but kind of what else can you do? It's tough. Like, you feel like your hands are tied. So there's been some positives in a negative that we've lost the game, but there's been some real positives. I think with Noah and Spicer, I thought they were very, very good today.
Brilliant, Scott. Commiserations on today's result, and look forward to what is likely to be a pretty big clash next Saturday, and hopefully we'll see a good crowd and a big performance.
Yeah, hopefully, Con. I think it's a huge game for the football club. We need to pack it, and there's no doubt about it. I think people have been waiting for this game for 23 years. So don't sit on your sofas and look at it on text or on Twitter or wherever it might be. I think we need people in the ground. We want to try and emulate the atmosphere of what we had at Grimsby. It certainly helps so much, and people don't understand. The people that played football will know how much a good crowd obviously spurs you on, gives you that extra 5%, and we'll certainly need it next week against a team in the league above. But we're hopeful, we're confident, and we're looking forward to it.
Brilliant.
Cheers,
Thanks,
Con.
Scott.
Thanks, mate.